Nearly 50 years for BART to rumble into Santa Clara County. So when the system first launched in 1972, Fremont was the end of the line. Warm Springs didn't open until 45 years later in 2017, followed by Milpitas and Berryessa in 2020 at the height of the pandemic. That was obviously a curveball. But the mayor of San Jose said this week there is no turning back now. In fact, VTA, which is paying for the Silicon Valley extension, just ordered a very expensive tool to finish the job, a $76 million tunnel boring machine to dig the last 5 miles from North San Jose through downtown to Santa Clara. So viewer Lane Anderson wrote to us saying it seems incomprehensible that BART is going forward with boring a costly tunnel when there isn't enough ridership to fund its service now. So let's bring in Devin Fehely. And despite all of these concerns, all of the costs, the VTA says, hey, this is still full speed ahead. Tell us about it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. As someone that grew up in the South Bay, I can tell you that there was a collective sense of regret at having missed the BART train when that system first opened in 1972. And when it finally arrived in Santa Clara County, it was supposed to be momentous, epic. But you know what? Push aside those adjectives, because the unvarnished truth of what it's been so far has been underwhelming. The riders just have not come. And I can already hear the arguments from the people that are still bullish on this project. They say, it opened in the middle of a pandemic, dummy. It's not finished. The worst grade that you could give it so far is an incomplete. But there is a risk, Juliet, in leaning too far in to the mantra of build it and they will come. You risk falling on your face. And today's story explores the potential price of getting it wrong.
I do like the convenience factor of the train. Meaning I'm able to get from point A to point B. You're not driving.
Since moving to the Bay Area a few years ago, Austin Clappin has lived in San Francisco, but worked in the South Bay, commuting 3 days a week on BART.
For me personally, I always wanted to live in San Francisco, and the BART really kind of gave me the opportunity for transportation because it's just myself, my 2 feet, and my bike.
Riding BART, he says, saves him time, steers him well clear of the headache of traffic, and spares him the expense of owning a car at all.
Leaving the apartment to walking into the office is pretty much about, I would say, an hour 10, hour 15, which really isn't so bad when you consider the amount of people that sit in traffic in their cars.
But Austin's experience is more the exception than the rule. According to the Valley Transportation Authority, which paid for and built the BART extension into Santa Clara County, the pre-pandemic ridership projection was an estimated 23,000 people using the Berryessa and Milpitas stations on day one. In September of this year, however, the stations had a combined average daily ridership of roughly 2,300, the original estimate off by nearly 90%.
I still am supportive, but I'm very disappointed.
Johnny Kemis is a former member of VTA's board of directors. He says after being intoxicated by the idea of BART for decades, now that it's arrived in Santa Clara County, the sobering reality is it is woefully underutilized. And to understand why, we may need to turn back the clock a bit.
2 and a 3. I feel very much exhilarated about today.
Santa Clara County was not on the guest list for BART's opening day celebration on September 11, 1972, having opted out of the system years before. It would be more than 47 years, 17,441 days to be exact, before the county belatedly joined the party, and at quite a cost. $2.3 billion to extend the BART system, first into Milpitas and then to San Jose.
We have to plan for the future. The future of San Jose is more business and more housing in the downtown. That's where the station is planned to go. So I think it is good planning, bad execution.
Kemis says he is deeply troubled by the rapidly rising cost of the final leg of the extension that will bring BART into downtown San Jose and on to Santa Clara. The project was supposed to cost $4.7 billion and be completed in 2026. But the price ballooned. First to $6.9 billion, then to 9.1, and now to a whopping $12.2 billion. And it's going to take longer, too, 10 years longer, projected to open sometime in 2036. But Carolyn Gonod, VTA's general manager, says it would be a mistake to let cost overruns and construction delays derail the project.
This project's a multi-generational, long-term investment. How much is it too much? We don't know. It's never going to be cheaper than it is now. It's been a major plan in this Bay Area for over 40 years, and we're just about to start digging, so I don't want to hold it up any longer.
Working in the world of tech and finance, Austin Clappin says he understands the concerns about a project that's behind schedule and over budget. But when it comes to better, more connected transit, he's completely on board.
I used to grow up in Chicago, and I find the public transportation system in the Bay Area to be light years ahead of Chicago, and in terms of the safety measures and accessibility.
The Valley Transportation Authority hoping that a project much delayed does not ultimately become a project derailed.
Now, here's a potential problem. Not only is VTA on the hook for the construction costs of the extension, they also have to pay to operate it, and that's estimated to cost about $75 million a year when it's fully built out.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's a great vision, and if it happens, wonderful. But what if they build it and then the riders don't come?
Well, the problem is the same problem that the entire system is facing right now. They're dependent on riders, and without riders, they're lacking the revenue.
Yeah.
So they're still going to be left with that bill, and that might strain their budget in other ways. You don't want to be backed into a corner where you're choosing between BART and buses or BART and light rail,
Right.
when most transit experts say the real answer is all of the above.
Yeah, let's hope the vision pays off, and we'll stay on it. Devin, thank you. Great